Hey y'all, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to warm up this little cloth, especially in the foreground. And so one of the things that I want you to see on here, there's kind of like this yellowy greenish looking color right there. So this is that tertiary color right there. So we're going to pull in just a little bit, and it's going to add to the reflective quality of what you're going to see on your work from reflected from your food right here. So and also it'll kind of just warm up the whole thing. So I'm not going real heavy. I mean, you still want it to be perceived as white. You can either go like this way or you can go this way. I'm doing that more in my white spots. I'm just doing it kind of around the corners. I may not do it so much back here. I may do like a little bit. But you want it to be obviously warmer here. I mean, this would bring out the red as well. So I'm just adding just a little bit, not much. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work a little bit on this little eggplant back here. So remember, we're going background to foreground. So this one is pushed the furthest there. So your eggplant, if you look here, you've got blue violet and you also have red violet right there. It almost looks like a red orange is on there, but I think we've got blue violet and red violet. So we'll go that route and then we'll see how things are going here. Okay, so on here, what you'll do is you'll start with the lightest color, which is going to be the red right there. So I'm just adding fairly lightly, really, the red around the edges, around where you've got a darker area. You have a spot where the sandwich is overlapping this thing, so it's going to be relatively dark right there. So we'll make this a little bit heavier. So, you know, around the edge, because you have this dark line here, it's going to be darker, but you're going to pull. This is a curved object, right? You could either go this way, I suppose, or you could go this way. And I'm going that way for right now. So I'm kind of curving some directional lines. I want to leave the middle fairly light right there. All right. So what I'll end up doing is I'm making my red violet initially, and then at the very end I'm gonna end up making it a little bit cooler. So I'm just plugging in, this is just my purple, I'm plugging that on top of it. What you probably remember from whenever you guys did that little circle thingamajiggy, that little project we did before this, is that your red, what happens is it tends to disappear whenever you put a little bit of purple over it, just because the purple seems to be a bit aggressive. So you can go back and add red over it if you're wanting to have a little bit more of that red look. to your eggplant there. I'm still basically leaving this little area fairly light. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do, we've got violet down already. We're going to add blue, and in some areas of this eggplant, especially the darker area, it's going to end up getting blue-violet. So we'll add just a little bit of my blue. Right here, we could do some blue around this edge right here. I'm sort of outlining and then I'm pulling down with some of this stuff. Now I'm putting purple over it to further make blue-violet. So I'm just sort of curving my lines. I'll put a little bit of red right here just to balance out what just happened here. So I'll do a little bit of red-violet. Okay, so for the stem on here, let me do this before the stem. You kind of have this heavier area right here. You can go back over this if you want to. I'll just do like a red-violet right there. So it's kind of like if you have this is sort of a heavier line, I'll do a little something here with it, but anyway, okay. So for your little stem right here, it looks to me like I've got a little mixture of yellow-green and I have blue-green right there. So I'm going to put my yellow down first. I'm just outlining and I'm focusing mainly in that little dark area. I'm going to try to leave the central places fairly light. Next color that I'm going to look at is my blue-green. So I'm going to add my just regular green first in the dark area. And then I'll pull a little bit of blue that'll add to the shadow. If this is too bold or too bright, one thing that you could do is add a little bit of brown in your little shaded area if you want it to look a little bit more natural. On this one, it's just simply that and the green. On this one, I did end up, it looks like I drew into this right here and I pulled a little bit of the green down. I think either way is absolutely fine. I think they both work really well. I may just kind of emphasize a little bit more right here, just to give it a little bit more depth and make the stem look like it's actually going in there. So I'm adding like blue-violet in that little, I'm just sort of outlining it right there.